Hey, we are the Lab Doctors. I'm Amanda.
I'm Dorothy.
And I'm Zhao Yong.
We are biomedical researchers who realized we still have a lot to learn about science.
So why not join us on this quest?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Lab Doctors podcast. So this week we're going to be talking about
whether music soothes the savage breast.
What?
Yeah,
What?
that's the quote. That's what I got for A-levels and I was very confused. I was like, is that a typo? Isn't it supposed to be beast?
no idea what this topic is going to be about.
Yeah.
Basically, it's just whether or not learning a musical instrument helps with anxiety, depression, and like this other thing called audiovisual synchrony perception.
Oh, okay.
Do y'all know what audiovisual synchrony perception is?
Is it like your coordination or like how you take in audiovisual stuff?
Expand on that. Okay. It's a trick question because audiovisual synchrony perception is split into three general categories. So the first is audiovisual temporal synchrony.
Time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking of the tempo. I was very confused.
Yeah, in layman's terms, it's the ability to understand and determine if something you see is the cause of a sound. So an example would be hammering something and being able to attribute the sound of the hammer hitting the surface with the action. An example of having bad audiovisual temporal synchrony is being offbeat in a dance because your actions do not cause the music or soundtrack, but for the dance to be good, it must be in sync. So that's why, like some people like looks weird because it doesn't feel like they're on beat.
Which is why I think the learning could help.
Yes. So the next category is audiovisual spatial synchrony. And that's the ability to determine visually where the source of a sound is coming from. A good example would be like an echoic room where the sound seems to originate from somewhere else, but visually you know it's coming from someone or something.
Okay.
And lastly is audiovisual speech synchrony. And that is basically the most low-level version of lip reading that all of us apparently have. Yeah. So when we listen to someone, we are often subconsciously observing their lips and mouth movements to understand speech.
Can't stop looking at your lips now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So of course, in a quiet environment, that may not be necessary because I can hear you clearly.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Okay.
If you think about areas where background noise is loud, then we tend to look more closely at a person.
Yeah. You're trying
Yeah.
to figure out because like you can't really hear, so you have to like look at the lips too.
Exactly. And so it's like your brain kind of pieces the information together. You look at the mouth and then like from what you can scarcely hear, you formulate a sentence.
Right.
And so that is audiovisual speech synchrony.
Okay.
So there has been positive evidence of music training on cognitive and emotional regulation. However, most of this data comes from cross-sectional studies, meaning that they are largely like observational at a particular point in time. Hence, this group of researchers from the University of Bath were interested to see if learning a musical instrument could enhance the audiovisual synchrony, but on the side, whether or not it can also help reduce stress and depression in a randomized controlled trial. So basically, they teach people a musical instrument and see whether or not it helps. But why they are interested in this like audiovisual temporal perception in the first place is because to a person with relatively good audiovisual temporal perception, it doesn't seem important. We don't really feel like it's off. Like we don't know otherwise. Imagine having difficulty when or where you hear a sound is coming from when you are driving.
Yeah.
Or having mixed audiovisual signals when you listen to someone talk because the mouth doesn't really fit what you're hearing. Or watching a TV show because everything is just like ever so slightly out of sync. That's your quality of life. So it is critical here to improve audiovisual temporal perception, particularly for individuals with autism spectrum disorders, because this has been shown to be like a general issue. So for the methods of this study, ultimately they recruited only 31 adults, so it's not a very big sample size. They claim that COVID was the issue, the issue for everyone's problem.
Limitations of this study include the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So average age range of around 27 to 30. So like right smack where we are, people. And these people have no prior musical experience or training.
Okay.
So they were randomly assigned into three groups: music training, music listening, or control group.
Oh.
Yeah.
Music listening.
Yeah, because music listening has also been shown to help with like emotional regulation.
Like people who just appreciate Spotify.
Yeah.
Even though they don't know music.
Yeah. So the music training group had a weekly 1 hour piano lesson. So actually it's like
1 hour.
It's like very long.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But isn't that pretty standard for
Yeah,
a
that's
kid?
Torturous
I mean, yeah.
lesson.
Okay, so whilst these people were training in piano, music listening group listened to the same music playlist for an hour. So this is a specially curated playlist that is the exact same songs that the people were learning.
Okay.
Okay.
So I mean, that's to take away the effect of like different music, you know.
Yep.
And lastly, the control group were free to use the time to read or study. They
Oh
were
my God.
compensated £52 for the entire study, and I
I
was
would
like,
totally join this study. You either get a free piano lesson, a free like listening session, which whatever, or
no,
like
you get money if you're in the music listening group as well.
No, but I'm assuming the control group also gets money, right?
Yeah, control and
they all
listening
get
group do.
money.
No, the music learning group don't because they get free lessons.
Oh my gosh! What?
I guess like the draw for this study is like, oh, do you want to learn to play the piano? And actually the people who get the treatment, the control groups are like getting the shorthand. So to measure their audio-visual temporal perception, they were basically tasked to watch a video and determine if the clips shown had audio-visual elements out of sync.
Oh shit!
And it's very torturous. It's like a 15-minute thing for like videos that are like few milliseconds. So it's like on repeat, but like at different intervals of like sound and like, oh no, it's out of sync.
15 minutes.
Yeah, I would be able to tell it's out of sync in like the first minute or so.
No, but like it doesn't have to be like a second, because a second I think most people can tell it's off. But I think they're dealing with like milliseconds here.
Okay.
Thirdly, it's like, okay, whatever, it's so easy. I play the piano.
But it's because she plays the piano.
No, I don't mean that, but I don't know. Every time something's out of sync, I'll get annoyed. Like for the, as in the what do you call it? The audio visual.
Yeah,
the subtitles,
the mouth when they
Yeah,
speak.
correct.
Yeah.
especially when they dub it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so annoying.
Yeah. So imagine that's your daily life.
I guess they do this once a week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Then to measure the effect on anxiety and stress levels, they completed a questionnaire called the Depression Anxiety Stress Scale 21 Items, or DAS 21
Yeah.
tests.
I think that's a pretty common tool.
Yeah. So what do you think? That's music training?
Yes.
Okay.
Mom, thanks for spending your money.
So
With
music
what?
with both audio-visual temporal processing and also depression, anxiety, or stress.
Wait, so you're saying a blanket yes to everything it helps?
Actually, I'm not sure if like for the age range 27 to 30.
Yeah.
I think when you're young, it might help you in like picking up stuff because you're the age where you're growing, right? Developing.
Yeah.
But when you're old, maybe it's less the effect.
I don't know, because they didn't test with younger people.
Yeah.
They only tested an adult population.
I guess adults would be like,
They did mention
I
that.
want to go through a piano lesson. The kids will be like, stop.
No, some kids want to learn piano, I guess.
Yeah, which I guess that's why it's like, is it a blanket thing or is it a interest? Like it needs to be an interesting, interesting. Anyway, the results show that music training not only improved audio-visual temporal processing, it also reduced depression, anxiety, and stress scores after training compared to before. So, what is cool about this study is that there is a positive impact on how the brain processes audio-visual information even in adulthood, when it had been shown that brain plasticity is reduced.
What is brain plasticity?
So that's exactly what you're talking about, like in children, because plasticity of the brain is still quite high, right? That's why you learn things better when you're younger.
Right, okay.
There's a really like proven benefit to like music training and creativity apparently. I wanted to do an episode about that, but it was too difficult.
Suddenly I'm like, oh, I must send my kids to music lesson.
That's why Asian parents send their kids to.
But I will send them like not forcing them to go through the whole rigor of it, just to appreciate and have some background.
Okay. So what do y'all think about the effect on the other groups?
I feel like music listening would help with anxiety and stress and depression. Will it help with processing?
I think so. Like some people inherently, they might be able to pick it up without proper lessons. Like you might just be a bit more musically inclined. So just from listening, you can learn.
So in this study, there was no improvement in audiovisual synchrony perception for the music listening group. But in previous studies, experienced music listeners, so I have no idea what that means.
Yeah,
What is an experienced music?
I've clocked in 1,000 hours on my Spotify.
Spotify Rap, they have like above 15,000 minutes. You are an experienced music listener kind of thing.
Yeah, like I have no idea what that meant. I tried looking for what it meant, but like then I'm just like, are these like critics? Like, okay, anyway. I don't know. Basically, for audio-visual temporal scoring, they perform at levels above chance. So
the difference is not due to
random chance. Yeah. And sometimes even at the same level as musicians on task measuring music structure detection, musical expectancies.
Musical expectancy.
I have no idea. I think it's like, what do you expect should come after this like verse or something, like the melody of a verse.
Actually, yeah, that's interesting because I do expect certain songs to go a certain direction.
Yeah.
That's how you pick up the song very fast.
Yeah. The investigators in this study concluded that perhaps the length of the study was too contracted for an effect to be observed. Either that or like they just don't really enjoy this playlist.
Yeah.
So like, it didn't really help.
I guess if you're listening to what a beginner is learning, it's
Like, pretty boring music.
pretty restricted. No?
That's what they're listening to. I thought.
Yeah, because it has to be controlled for like.
That's the curated playlist.
Oh, I was thinking the beginners have to learn classical music. Then I was,
yes,
that's
it's
quite a big
classical.
jump.
It's classical music.
But
that's
for beginners?
Yeah.
There is grade 1 classical music.
Yeah, so they were saying like maybe it's also because like these people just don't enjoy classical music all that much.
Yeah.
And like if there were another study to be done, like another RCT, randomized control trial, then there should be a separate group for like people with playlists that they themselves prefer or curate.
Yeah, and then they make the people learn the song. Or just learn like pop song. I don't know. Classical is a bit too niche.
Is it?
I feel. Yeah. Like why must we learn classical music?
Yeah, I hated it.
Like when will I play classical music?
Oh my god, you know when you do the ABRSM and then they're like, oh no, you need to learn these 3 songs and the songs are like damn old. And I'm like, I don't want to practice these 3 songs. I don't even like the sound of these 3 songs.
What about tradition, people?
No, like why must I learn what's it called? Classical and then there's one more and then there's jazz. It's always like
Oh, there's jazz? You can learn jazz? I thought jazz was always
for
like...
ABRSM, right?
I think like the third song sometimes is like 3-4 beat or like boom cha cha boom cha cha. It's like that. I feel that's in my memory. So
I don't know, but like I was gonna say, so yeah, it's not too late to pick up a musical instrument because even if you're struggling to learn it, there's actually a boost in at least your mental health. But then after hearing you all
Is
talk
this
about...
for yourself? Like I feel like that whole
it is,
sentence
it is.
was for yourself. No, it will help. Just
I
listen,
think,
just
But
play
after
what you want to play.
hearing about the boom charge, I feel...
no, just learn what you want to learn.
Learn what you want to listen to. Because
In
if
fact,
not, you're like just playing things that you don't want to listen to.
And in fact, when you learn things that are useful, then it's really useful because like you grow up learning the ABSM, right? Then you just grow up learning classical. But I don't play classical music.
I wouldn't perform it for people also.
Then I go to church and play the piano, but it's not classical music.
yeah.
So I have to relearn like for the sake of playing for a
you
certain
mean
purpose.
it's like a
It's different.
Oh.
It's different. Like
damn.
playing chords versus playing classical music is different.
Oh. I didn't
And
know
I
that.
don't learn how to play chords after.
Yeah.
I mean, I know how to play chords. Like they teach, but like how to play it for a song.
Yeah.
They don't.
Huh.
Yeah, I think you should learn what's useful.
Okay, cool.
And then you
Didn't
can
know
reap
that.
the benefits at the same time.
Yeah, but I mean, ultimately, my question was just like, I don't know whether or not they control for just interests and hobbies. Like, what if people have lower stress and like depression and anxiety because they're learning a new skill, not because they're learning a musical instrument? Yeah, but I mean, the audio-visual temporal perception thing, I think that makes sense. But like, yeah, I don't know about the depression part. I don't know. I feel like I'll be very stressed. I'll be like, why do I still suck at piano?
Could be your general neuroticism.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. And as usual, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Spotify, like and comment would really help us out.
You can also follow us on our social media, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, and feel free to DM us any questions.
Alternatively, you can email us at thelabdoctors@gmail.com. We'll post the links in the episode description, so check that out if you're interested.
Boom, charge.